Yes, I've been the MD and now Chairman of Aspire Mining since 2010. We've entered a couple of exploration assets into Mongolia. At that time, we've raised a significant amount of capital, invested in the country, made a world-class discovery called the Avoot Coking Coal Project, and now we're currently arranging financing and the various studies supporting that to develop the project. Mongolia is wedged between Russia and China. It is to the north of China, which is the world's largest steel producing country. It has access to other markets in Japan and Korea. So most of the world's steel making industry is actually adjacent to Mongolia. Mongolia is one of the few places that actually has quality hard coking coal. There's only a handful of jurisdictions around the world that does. So being in that part of the world is obviously helpful. But Mongolia is challenged in lack of infrastructure. It took Australia about 65 years to build the infrastructure that supports the coal industry in Queensland to make Australia the biggest exporter in the world. But even so, without the infrastructure, Mongolia is still exports about the same Australia does to China at this point in time. So once the infrastructure is invested properly, I expect it to be a very large world player in the coal business. We're due to have a shareholders meeting next month to approve a transaction where we're making a placement to our new largest shareholder, Mr. Seren Puntsag. He's very well connected. It's great to have some substantial, high-profile investor like that from Mongolia on board. It means Aspire will now have 1/3 Mongolian ownership. So quite an extraordinary story, actually. We're listed on ASX, yet 1/3 Mongolian owned, and our assets, as I said, are all in northern Mongolia. Subject to this transaction concluding next month, we'll be debt-free. We'll have $17 to $18 million in the bank. We have a new early development strategy for Avoot, which would see material cash flow and profits coming through in the next 18 months to 2 years, and really establish ourselves for a very bright future, given that the coking coal market itself is in an excellent shape. I think it's a very efficient use of time because the interviews or the speed dating, the meetings that you have are really preordained, and we can do some research on each other before we actually meet, so it makes the time, even though it's only half an hour, quite efficient. And you're only meeting people who want to meet you as well, so it's helpful.